Veio com essa roupa ridícula, velho. Que roupa bizarra essa, viu, moleque? Olha esse sapatinho, velho. Muito bizarro, cara. Eu tava me lembrando aqui, velho. Cara, aquela luta de Death com Death lá, velho. Nossa, foi muito fácil, cara. Foi muito fácil aquela luta. Normalmente, a primeira vez que eu enfrentei, eu tive dificuldade, velho. Acho que eu morri uma ou duas vezes. E para os padrões de The Witcher isso é difícil, né? Mas essa build que eu montei aqui, velho, ficou absurda, velho. Ficou muito forte, velho. Aí assim, a luta normalmente tem duas fases. Se eu não me engano, a primeira fase não deu nem pra ele fazer uns golpes lá que são bem roubadinhos assim, porque triturou o cara, velho. Essa build é muito, muito roubada. Aqui provavelmente vai ter aquela luta de novo.
To talk.
Here, gentlemen. Either
Vou pular aqui que é a mesma coisa, viu?
The shell.
look, damn.
Decent.
Why?
Hell.
Hear that? We should. Where only my spirit is willing as my flesh is mine.
What? Lost your nerve?
I'll break your guts around your spine.
Caraca.
Witcher. Fucking twit. Not a witcher. All right. I can take a hint. Come, time to go. I thank you so much.
Aqui é jogo
I
rápido.
do
Eu
not.
vou pegar.
What is the
You.
you have?
Because.
Descobri que foi a duquesa,
Forgive.
etc, etc,
You can
etc.
question. They're not.
Thanks.
My dear. Does any. Why should I? You can.
Certo,
I
certo,
got-
certo, certo.
But
Blá,
still-
blá, blá.
It's a.
You what? Or.
Damn it.
What is it?
See for yourself.
Well, this...
Judging
Yet first you...
puzzle. Dutch. Forcing. Obscure.
Had she...
Why would. Think it's a good idea? After all, we foiled her carefully planned.
talk to you? Would it harm you in any... Some philosophers think empirical examination the sole path to knowledge. I believe you mentioned the Duchess keeps Sienna locked up.
Courtiers were insisting on her. One way or another, she's locked away in a secluded wing of the palace, awaiting trial before a court of law. I'd need to get past some... Coming with?
Of course not. I shall await you at Mare la Chaise-Longue. I'll not risk entering the palace after Dettlaff and his minions rampage.
Besides, I vastly prefer the company of a simple mug of mandrake brew to that of the Duchess's vile sister.
So, said straight up,
I've never been fond of categorical statements of that kind, but I admit I could not vouch for my behavior in her presence.
She treated Dettlaff cruelly.
Caused his death in the end, and now this? Atop all that? No, Geralt. I will not go with you. I will await you at the cemetery.
Those vampires running about town. I almost dumped my guts in fear.
Certo, vou falar com Sienna.
By the prophets. A witcher.
Aí, rapaz, o engraçado é que essa profecia do Black Sun, você realmente fica na dúvida, velho, porque se a pessoa é cruel mesmo ou se são as circunstâncias, o preconceito pela qual ela passa que deixa ela desse jeito. E você vê que as duas que a gente conheceu aqui eram duas mulheres malucas foda, né? Realmente fica na dúvida, velho. O que essa mulher fez, cara? Tudo bem que assim, ela sofreu pra caramba e tal, mas a irmã dela nunca fez nada contra ela, pô.
Halt!
Nada
Need to see
grave.
Ciana,
Não foi a irmã dela
urgently.
que mandou
In the
expulsar.
matter of?
Aí ela argumenta que assim, mas minha irmã ficou olhando da janela e não fez nada. Caralho, velho, é uma criança, pô. Assim como tu era uma criança, ela também era. Tu queria que ela fizesse o quê? Ela pegasse uma faca e botasse no pescoço de alguém e falasse, eu trago minha irmã. Queria que fizesse o quê? Que autoridade uma criança tem pra interferir numa parada dessa? E depois as coisas, a vida vai acontecendo, velho. Você tem sua vida, cada um tem sua vida. Tudo bem que a duquesa poderia ter ido procurar a irmã, etc. Mas mesmo assim, mesmo ela tendo cagado, não justifica ela fazer esse plano de escroto todo, pô.
Want to talk to her? It's important.
Want to talk? Go see your gran at tea time. Not one locked up on the Duchess's orders. No doing without special permission. Period.
Found some information important to her case. Need an explanation, urgently.
Ah, fine then. You're that witcher who solved the murders, no? Then you've my permission, but only for a few minutes.
Promise to be brief.
Mudou de ideia rápido.
The witcher will speak with the inmate. You can take a momentary break.
As long as it's truly but a moment. Highly irregular, this.
Have you come to see how I fare? I'm fine, thank you. Artorius' ribbon worked wonders. It's a shame they took it from me.
I know who the fifth victim was supposed to be.
Goodness, you're simply a compulsive snoop. I'm in prison. Dettlaff is dead. Could you not just drop it?
Ciana, stop pretending you couldn't care less. I know it's an act, and it's really starting to wear. Why do you want to kill her?
For such an accomplished investigator to ask about the obvious? Come now, Geralt.
Tem nada óbvio aí, não.
Why do you think?
Só na tua mente doente.
Because she turned her back on you, then banished all memory of you?
Bravo, Geralt. Yet another riddle solved, and your sick curiosity sated. Well, what now? Off to share your discovery with Anna Henrietta? No, she's no longer in danger, true. But she very well might add a little something to your reward.
Definitely gonna tell her. Not necessarily for the coin, though.
Then why do it at all?
She ought to know. If only 'cause you'll probably try to kill her again if she ever lets you out.
I probably will.
Perhaps, just for a second, you could stop dwelling on all the wrongs folk have done you and forgive her.
Why should I?
For old time's sake. You loved each other once.
Please. I don't know who fed you that rubbish, but...
Read your governess's diary. You played together, were inseparable. Henriette'd get you into trouble sometimes, sure. But there were also times she stood up for you. When you had nightmares, only she could calm you. Time eats away at memories, distorts them. Sometimes we only remember the good. Sometimes only the bad.
If she loved me so, why did she wash her hands off me? Forget me,
Ela era uma criança, pô.
Ciana, you were exiled when she was how old? 12? 13? She was a child. What was she supposed to do? Rebel? Organize a coup? Steal your father's seal and forge a pardon?
Exatamente o que eu falei, velho.
She was powerless. Wiped you from her memory not because she didn't care, but because your departure was traumatic for her. She forgot because that was the only way she could handle the pain.
Exatamente, velho.
Ugh. You meant what you said in the Land of a Thousand Fables. You really want a happy ending to this story, don't you? Ah, with all of us living happily ever after. Go, Witcher, or they'll give your medal to another. And that would be a shame.
Farewell, Sienna.
Commander de la Tour would like to see you. Shall we go at once?
Bom, só um porém aqui, velho. O outro, eu acho que essa história tem 3 finais, entendeu? Na verdade, tem o final, aquele final escroto lá, que você é preso. Tem esse final aqui que eu escolhi, certo? E tem o final no qual é o seguinte. Em vez de escolher, é lá no início, quando o pau quebra lá em Buclair, que aqueles vampiros são liberados na cidade, etc. Você tem que escolher entre ir proteger Sienna, ir atrás de Sienna para poder levar ela onde Dettlaff determina que ela tem que ir, ou então você forçar Dettlaff a aparecer. E aí você faz uma quest que é toda ligada a você procurar um vampiro ancião. E quem vai te orientar onde esse cara tá é aquela Oriana, que é aquela nobre que a gente encontra quando a gente vai para uma festa com Ana Henrietta, uma festa lá dos artistas, que ela é a dona da casa. Aquela mulher na verdade é uma vampira superior. E aí ela te orienta. Tem uma tramazinha que você encontra ali, você descobre, por exemplo, que ela mantém uma casa de um orfanato, uma casa com crianças. Só que ela bebe o sangue das crianças, ela mantém as crianças por causa disso. E as crianças sabem disso, que ela faz isso. Na verdade, ela não mata as crianças, ela dá todo o conforto para a criança, só que ela vai, bafa um ali de vez em quando e bebe um pouquinho do sangue. Não chega a matar, só bebe um pouquinho do sangue e larga o menino para lá. Entendeu? Aí você encontra um ancião. Você quase morre por causa disso, que o ancião é escrotão. Você não chega a lutar com ele, mas ele vai, e eu não me lembro exatamente como é que é essa trama, esse convencimento de você ir lá buscar um ancião, etc. Mas ele vai e força que o Dettlaff apareça. Aí a gente encontra, a gente tem aquele encontro ali, mata ele. Só que qual é a questão? Como você, essas palavras, essas frases que você diz aqui para Sienna são essenciais para um evento. Quando você passa por essa trama de encontrar um ancião, você não conhece Sienna, você não conhece a história das duas, como elas eram próximas, etc. Você não entende a relação envolvida e, portanto, você não fala essas palavras dela. Aí o que acontece? Assim que Sienna tem a oportunidade, ela vai e mata a Henrietta. Mas como a gente chegou aqui, entendeu a história das duas, falou essas palavras para ela, aí ela perdoa a irmã e elas ficam bem.
Let's go. Want to see him too. Damien.
Geralt, it's about time. Ready for the ceremony?
Your face doesn't look good. Though it looked even worse last I saw you.
I apply a balm of arnica. Yeah, I hardly feel it anymore.
Got some important information. Anna Henrietta was supposed to be Detloff and Sienna's 5th victim.
You are certain of this?
Completely. Found proof.
Inconceivable. How could she? The murders, the mayhem she brought down on the city, were they not enough? She sought to strike down her own sister, her liege. Traitor. I must alert my men. Enlarge the Duchess's honor guard. Make certain Sylvia Anna is closely watched during the questioning. I'll see to it personally. I thank you, Witcher, for alerting me, and I appreciate your attentiveness. Let's begin the ceremony. Come with me. The Duchess awaits. In the Guild's name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened highness. Without barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all. Once the beasts had clawed their way into the warehouse, the whole place went up in flames.
I shall dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you, your enlightened highness. Your Grace, Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
My dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Tucson's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, slayer of the beast of Beauclair, step forth.
We bestow the distinction upon the Witcher, who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast. Such is our desire. May this symbol serve as a reminder to all that the Witcher shall forever remain a friend of Beauclair. In more familiar terms now, I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
Thank you.
I have a small surprise for you, in addition. I give you more than a dozen barrels of Son Real,
Nossa!
a wine normally reserved for the ducal table. The gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits. Are you content?
Porra, velho, que eu... Tem uma notícia, se eu não queria matar você. Eu não faço isso não, velho. Eu já falei pra Damian. Tá mais do que...
Feels like a second distinction. I'm honored. Thank you.
I trust you shall make good use of it. In a moment I shall speak to Sienna. Will you assist me? You returned my sister to me, yet you also showed me her horrendous deeds. As head of state, I must judge her fairly, but she is my sister. Thus my heart bleeds for her.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour, show Sylvia Anna in.
Deixa eu ver como era a Sylvia Anna, né? Vai ver, acho que Ana Henrietta, o nome dela é... Henrietta Ana, será?
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
The Duchess requested I be present.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister, and my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me, as one impartial. I shall now hear what he has to say.
Agora eu vou meter. Não, vou dar uma apaziguada aqui, velho.
Bitterness consumes Sienna. She had cause to resent many of the court of Beauclair. I know her reasons, understand them even. But I can't condone the actions she chose to take.
What is he talking about, Sienna? You know exactly what. I was forcibly exiled, remember? To your benefit. You knew well the throne would then be yours, though I was the elder. The ministers I can understand. They'd hated me since I was a child, thought me a poor prospect for the wife of a duke. I even understand our parents. I'd always sensed the problem. They simply feared me, for I dared to be free. That fabricated curse, it fell into their laps. A gift from above that brought relief. But you... Your dagger hurt most. You were my Henrietta, damn it. My darling little sister. Now do you understand, Witcher? She betrayed me.
Claim to understand them all? Why'd you come back for revenge? Have them all cut down then?
They deserved my vengeance. They detested me, all of them, as long as I can remember. But Henrietta understood me. Once. She was all I could cling to. Her betrayal hurt the most.
You were children then. You and your sister both had no control over what happened.
You're wrong, Witcher. She had control. Remember, dear sister, the day they banished me from the palace. Of course, I'd had the idea to pelt the Nilfgaardian envoy with fish bladders, which we filled with rancid suet on a lark, and which you set afire at the last to impress me, I imagine. And I admit, you did. Hit him right in his hideous bald patch. Never laughed so hard in my life. But when it came time to find the culprit, you said not a word. I took all the blame and all the punishment. It's true. I did not stand up for you. I was too afraid. The council was unanimous. They listed all my offenses. My flights from the palace. Supposed acts of cruelty, inappropriate friendships. They cast me out, but you, the only one to understand me, you cowered in a corner, lifted not a finger to help. Not before, not after. You never tried to find me. That's not true. I searched for you. Sent out knights, gathered tidings from without. You did not wish to be found.
Isso eu não sabia.
Since the day you vanished, I have lived with the knowledge that I failed you. I'm sorry, dear sister. Can you forgive me?
Nessa hora aí, ó, ela tira a presilha de Henrietta e pica nas costas dela e mata ela. Quando você não tem aquela conversa ali. É muito interessante, velho, como os finais são organizados, né? Tem erro aí dos dois lados, né, velho? Pra falar a verdade. Tiana também sofreu o diabo, mesmo, se você for parar pra pensar, viu? E eu nem sabia desse negócio que ela era mais velha e que ela
All
tinha
in
direito
all, best part of the whole ceremony?
ao trono.
It was short.
Perhaps for you, as you ducked out early. The others are probably just getting started. The drunkenness never ends in this quaint realm.
Not so fond of Toussaint after all, are we?
Ah, this place is like a strong wine, Geralt. Good in small sips. How do you find my personal brew? Not too strong?
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diabolus variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an altogether unique flavor profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
You decide to go root picking now? It's dark out.
Geralt, even were I generously to assume it had simply slipped your mind that I'm a vampire and thus need no light to see, I'd never believe you had also forgotten that you likewise have absolutely no trouble seeing in the dark. So, shall we?
Bora.
If you think it's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here, gloves and a mask. Don them, and you shall be in no danger.
Thanks. Right then, let's go.
This moonlight...
Bom, não faz sentido você liberar outro espaço. Desculpa, tem que ter um skill para colocar, né? Então, na minha progressão aqui, a skill que eu colocaria é essa aqui, ó. Quando consumida, poção momentária aumenta a vitalidade máxima em 200 e a duração da poção. Isso é bem interessante. Deixa essa espada aqui por enquanto não canto essa e... Cadê? Ah, aqui ó. Ordem de bits. Isso aqui ó. Luva. E máscara.
It's me, oh so dreamy.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
No, I was thinking about... Oh, how anything can look anything.
Mandrágora. A preta ficou bonito também. Mas eu gostei do marrom, velho. Ficou bem massa assim. Opa.
Now, where'd that bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He's a vampire after all.
Bloodsucker.
Damn it, where'd you go? Regis!
I did what I had to do!
Barril, velho.
Those Bruxay, they called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires. So simple you might call it trivial. Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances, or
Won't let it go, will they?
They will not. Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink.
Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning, then develops gently, rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours. By the way, I left a gift for you at your new home. On the nightstand.
Thanks. Mind telling me what it is?
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need mutagens. Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
Vou deixar dar comigo, não?
Don't really know yet. Might find the life of a hard-working vintner too tempting one day. Or maybe I'll just stick to the path, go on roaming, staring up at the stars after laying my bedroll at the roadside.
Ah, roadsides, bedrolls, and the sky above. I sense some poetry coming on, which of course brings to mind Dandelion. I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound at all familiar?
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Ah, eu quero ler essa
Encounter
história,
with
velho.
Vilgefortz.
Eu preciso ler esse
That
livro,
is something
cara.
I do not remember so fondly. But that first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like Mamoons and Dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vilgefortz?
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though. What about you? Any idea where you'll go?
Distance is of the essence. I thought I might venture south.
Nilfgaard?
Why ever not? The Nilfgaardians are a modern society. None there believe in vampires anymore. This fact alone could be very useful to one wishing to remain incognito.
Interesting point of view. I so don't feel like going anywhere. Sit here a while longer?
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do.
Cara, essa quebra de quarta parede é primorosa, velho. Eu não me lembrava dela. Nossa, depois de tudo que passamos, precisamos de um descanso. Aí eu falo, nós precisamos. E dá uma olhadinha assim pra você, no seu olho, e dá um sorrisinho, velho. Puta que pariu, meu irmão. Isso é lindo demais, cara.
Actually, I'd love to go home.
Agora eu preciso ir pra casa. E tem mais uma coisinha. É aquela história, né, velho? As grandes histórias têm o direito, digamos assim, de ter quantos finais quiser, né? Essa história que você já viu que já temos 3 finais, né? E tem outra, ó. Vamos ver lá o que é que Regis deixou pra gente.
Sure, go on. Drink up while you're young.
Master Witcher, some unknown individual barged into the residence. I resisted as best I could, but to no avail.
Who is it?
Alas, they did not do me the basic courtesy of introducing
Quem
themselves.
será? Quem será?
Unexpected as ever.
Minha nega, né, velho? Minha nega veio, porra. Claro, claro.
And beautiful as ever.
Won't you even ask why I've come? Or how I found you?
Wouldn't get a straight answer anyway.
Quite true.
Used to bother me, all your secrets. Now I know if you have something to tell me, you'll tell me. Don't need to ask.
I missed you, Geralt. Madly. Come outside. We can hold hands and stare at the sky, like some shitty two-crown romance.
Que maravilha, velho.
Brought quite a few books. Let me guess. Working on a new spell?
Not at all. These aren't grimoires, just pleasure reading. The Name of the Orchid. A widower for half a year.
Always thought you too busy to make time for something as impractical as pleasure reading.
Because I was. But now I'm not. A few weeks ago, I awoke to the realization that I know not what to do next. I have no plan. I have no goal. And you know what? I like that. Finally, I can stop thinking about politics and focus on what's important to me. Which is why I came here.
Liking Toussaint so far?
The landscape's lovely and the towns are charming, no question about that.
But
But the southern sun plays havoc with my wardrobe. To be blunt, wear black down here and you're pretty damn hot.
might need to think about changing your color palette. Off-white and pea green, for instance.
And I'll wear scents distilled from turnips and daisies. I think I shall simply stay in the shade. And you'll bring me cool drinks. At regular intervals.
Bring you whatever you want.
Com certeza, velho. Casa, comida e roupa lavada pra você, minha filha. Pelo amor de Deus.
You know, feels kinda strange having a home.
I must say I never pictured you owning real estate.
Was something of an accident, but I'm not about to complain. Yen, back then, before we fought the hunt, said you wanted to run away with me to the world's end. This vineyard, good enough?
Yes, although there's one thing missing.
Namely,
I shall give you a hint. It's large, white, has 4 legs, category taxidermy.
oh yeah, the unicorn. Fine, you can bring it down here.
I knew you'd see things my way.
Nós conseguimos. Encontrou nosso final de feliz. Quem diria?
Ever thought this day would come? Me and you, peace and quiet, bees buzzing, birds chirping.
I almost regret delaying so long before coming to you. I was quite the silly goose.
You have doubts? Though I imagine it might have been hard coming after me. Always were proud as a peacock.
Please, Geralt. I'm not like other sorceresses to feel that following someone means my wings have been clipped.
Ooh, watch what you say about your colleagues. Remember, it's an ill bird that fouls its own nest.
Well said, Witcher. You're not only handsome, but wise, too. I feel a bit like the cat that got the canary.
Yeah, and I'm... Damn it, you win. This time.
Ha!
How'd that start, anyway? Our duels and wordplay.
Forgotten? It was at a vernissage in Banard. You started it to keep from going mad with boredom. I remember finding your sense of humor both groan-worthy and somehow endearing. Never change, Geralt. I beg you.
So, talk again later?
Of course. I'm not going anywhere.
É, cara. Vamos ver o presentinho ali.
A Witcher. We could use one around here.
What? Cara, toda vez que termina essa história eu fico meio de coração partido, velho. É difícil, velho. Você. Aqui. Não, peraí. Vou deixar essa. Vou deixar essa espada guardada que ela é linda demais, velho. Cavalo de intuição, que espada maravilhosa. Vou deixar ela aí. Acabou, não tem mais nada pra fazer. Aqui pra gente dele. Prezado Geralt, se está lendo essas palavras, significa que já cruzei há muito a fronteira de Tussan, que você encontrou meu mutagerador. Obviamente pode chamar de como bem quiser. Talvez como algo mais ao seu gosto, ou que reflita melhor a função do instrumento. Pois certamente seu conhecimento sobre mutagênica é muito mais avançado e profundo do que o meu. Venho trabalhando nesse aparato no tempo livre que tenho, mas agora ele está pronto e estou convencido de sua utilidade. Mais convencido que o inventor pode estar se sua invenção ser usada conforme proposto. Você, sem dúvida, está se preparando para que funcione certo. Pois bem, seu nome já é um indício. O mutagerador gera mutagênicos. Ele opera absorvendo ondas de energia eletromagnética dos corpos, no caso, dos corpos dos monstros e maus elementos que você matar. Então, após absorver o suficiente, o mutagerador transforma a energia armazenada em um mutagênico superior, que imagino será bastante útil para você. Como certamente compreende, sou um engenheiro amador, motivo pelo qual peço que perdoe a possibilidade de direcionar tal processo. A determinação de tal mutagênico surgirá como resultado aleatória. Significa que o acaso dirá se será verde, vermelho ou azul. Acaso, contudo, que percebi tender a alternar entre as cores. Espero que haja um bom uso do seu presente. Seu dedicado amigo, Emil Regis Você talvez se pergunte por que arremessei o mutagerador para dentro de sua casa em vez de simplesmente entregá-lo pessoalmente. Bom, acredite ou não, com uma questão de modéstia. Cuide-se, Geralt. Que meu presente ajude. Excelente, velho. Cara, não existe final mais digno para um cara como Geralt como esse final, velho. Dono de um vinhedo, a filha sã e salva, a mulher do lado, entendeu? E aí, cara? Me diga, será que é necessário falar alguma coisa desse jogo? Principalmente depois daquela quebra de quarta parede espetacular? Acho que não, velho. Eu acho que Geralt merece um merecido. Merece um merecido, não. Porra, eu tô emocionado, cara. Eu não sei o que eu. Ele merece mais do que qualquer um bom descanso, velho. E é isso. Eu acho que o jogo por si só fala o que é que ele é. Eu me recuso a criticar esse jogo, cara. Sério. Foda-se. Ah, tem um pequeno defeito, porque Roach tem um. Foda-se, cara. Foda-se. Eu me recuso a atribuir crítica desse jogo. Porque ele só traz o bem quando você joga. É um nível de diversão, e de imersão, e de emoções que ele te transmite que proíbe você reclamar desse jogo. Sério. Essa é a minha opinião de paga pau mesmo, de fanboy mesmo. E foda-se. Então, até a próxima aventura.